Welcome to the Musketeers podcast. I'm Hayden.
Julie here.
Picture this, you want to travel somewhere, but you don't know what to do. Well, don't you worry, we've got the perfect guide for you.
In this episode, we'll give you travelers some guide for traveling. So sit back and listen, because we are guiding you today.
So we hope this guide will help you with everything like the others. So without any further ado, sit back, relax and listen up. Tip number 1. Invest in good equipment. If you are planning to go on many places, there is a good backpack will sit you well. Make sure to wear a comfortable pair of shoes will be your two most important investments before you leave home. If you're going to splurge somewhere, splurge on these two essentials.
Second tip, purchase travel insurance. Listen here, nobody wants to spend their hard-earned money on travel insurance for international travel, but do it anyway for the best. Trust us on this one.
Tip 3. Plan your budget carefully. Let's face it, budgets are a boring, yet necessary part of the travel planning process. Now, you will want to avoid being a non-English speaking country and realize you have nothing. There is a lot to do when it comes to planning a trip budget, and it can feel stressful, but do not worry. You can budget it by preparation expenses, actual vacation expenses, and emergency funds. Preparation expenses include all the money you must use before you leave for your trip. You can use passport and visa, which will vary greatly, depending on where you live and where you are traveling, but there's no way around them, so be sure to do your research and make room for your passport and necessary visas in your budget. Travel insurance, while it's not, strictly speaking, required, it is definitely a good idea, especially if you will be traveling will last a long time. You should at least research your options. If you're traveling for more than a week, please purchase health insurance. You never know what might happen when you're abroad, and you certainly do not want to return back home with thousands of dollars you were owed and forced to drink not so good water or food. Emergency funds. This is the money that you will have available but separate in case of emergency. Stolen or lost credit cards, unforeseen but unavoidable expenses, etc. Please keep emergency funds in cash and separated into 2 to 3 different stashes, kept in separate places during your trip. The reality is, unexpected expenses come up more often than not, and you should always have a backup plan. Try common budgeting at least enough money for a couple days' meals and a couple nights' accommodations, as well as an emergency plane ticket back home, should you need to leave early.
Tip number 4. Brush up on safety tips. Don't be scared of exploring the world, but be smart about it while you're traveling. Look up some safety tips for backpacking and traveling, and then stay aware of your surroundings and keep them front of mind during your trip. You can look all to the safest places to travel right now, and as you feel more confined in, keep moving to other destinations.
Tip 5. Talk to your bank. Your bank will flag your account if you start using your money in a foreign country without any access to your bank account. You also need to talk to your bank and credit card companies about foreign transaction fees. If they're really high, consider starting an account at any banks.
Tip 6. Consider camping, if possible, to save money. Depending on where you're going, tent camping may be an option and a huge money saver. Of course, then you'll have to pack a tent, but it may be worth the savings for you.
Tip 7. Do a work exchange program to stay longer. Doing a work exchange might be the cheaper and cooler way to immerse in a trip, and it gives you the chance in order to stay there longer and have a unique cultural experience, working and living with locals. World Packers is a great platform to start volunteering as it offers a lot of different types of projects worldwide. Besides, they have a trained team to help you and your host to have a fun and safe experience.
Tip 8. Consider traveling during off-season. You may be asking, what makes this time of year the off-season? The savings may be worth dealing with less than favorable weather or missing out on seasonal events, or not. It's worth considering though.
Tip 9. Familiarize yourself with your destination. Read up on your destination before you go. Is haggling acceptable? Is tipping expected? What's considered appropriate attire in various situations? What will the weather be like while you're visiting? Are there any popular local scams to be on the watch for? Ask yourselves all these and you'll get an answer.
Tip 10. Pack light. If you are a first-time traveler, one of the main tips that are recommended is this one, especially if they want a backpack, is pack light. Familiarize yourself with the amount of weight you plan to carry by giving it a test run. Spend some days wearing your fully packed backpack as you go about your everyday life. Chances are, you'll be more willing to cut unnecessary weight before you leave once you've done this.
Tip 11. Pack medicine, especially if needed. If you want your trip to be stress-free, you should never cut the essentials, and a first aid kit is essential. Bring many kinds of medicine, especially if you are traveling to a country where you do not know the language. This also includes bandages, antibiotic ointment and antibiotics, etc. Make sure you have a sufficient supply of any daily medications you may take as well.
12th tip, bring a journal. If you love to journal, especially every day, this may already be on your list. If not, it's something you should consider. Trip journals make wonderful souvenirs, but even if journaling isn't something you're interested in, at some point, you will wish you had a piece of paper and pen. You don't have to do that.
Number 13. Have copies of your important documents. You won't want to forget to make copies of all your important documents such as passport and visas in case your originals are lost or stolen. Having both hard copies and digital copies is your surest bet, and it can be a go.
Tip 14. Bring these random but useful things. When traveling, include microfiber towel, earplugs, toilet paper. Bring a handful. You do not have to bring the whole entire roll. Duct tape, you don't have to, but it is a choice that is so random. Water filter depending on your destination, or a comfort item for a little bit of home to comfort sickness on longer trips. It could be a small stuffed animal, a loved one's t-shirt that you love a lot won't want to get a single stain on, or even your favorite coffee or tea that you made for yourself or made by someone from home.
Number 15. When packing clothes, think synthetic materials and layers. Layers are an excellent way to transition between warmer and cooler weathers. It depends where you're going without having to pack two entirely separate wardrobes. Now, synthetic clothing is lighter and dries more quickly than cotton, and it does make it perfect for trips.
16. Waterproof your backpack. Your backpack will most likely come with a rain cover. This is another choice you have, but you can try lining your backpack with a large, fully waterproof bag so that everything inside stays safe.
Tip 17. Bring a battery pack. Oh no, your phone died. You do not know how to get back in your place. Well, do not worry. You can bring a portable charger with you and use it in case if your phone is able to run out of battery. Portable chargers are extra batteries, in case if you are wondering.
Tip 18. Write down the address of the place you are staying at. Every time you make it to a new city, write down the address of your hostel, hotel, or host and keep it with you, so you know where to go. That way, even if you don't have access to GPS or Wi-Fi, you can still ask someone for directions.
Tip 19. Wear your bulky clothing while traveling. If you are a first traveler going on an actual trip, this is a good tip for you. This will save room in your backpack on days when everything has to fit.
Tip 20. Hide your money in multiple spots. Okay, seriously, a money belt is a good idea. Never store all of your money in one place in case your bag, coat, etc., because there are chances that they'll get lost or stolen. Please try keeping money on your person, some in your bag, and some stored safely at your hotel or hostel.
Number 21. Stay in hostels with free breakfast or cook for yourself. You can save so much money over time by taking advantage of free meals and cooking when it's a possibility. Many hostels offer free breakfast or, at the very least, have a kitchen you can use to prepare meals. If you choose to volunteer, you may have this chance in practically any kind of project as well, such as farms, eco-villages, communities, and NGOs.
Number 22. Talk to the locals. Locals are your greatest sources of information. They can tell you which parts of the city are safe, share hidden gems for you to explore, and give you a much better sense of the local culture than you'd get by only talking to fellow travelers. Start with the person at the front desk of your hostel or hotel. If you are volunteering, your host will so good at it.
Number 23. Take care of yourself. Although it feels like it sometimes, life doesn't stop when we're on vacation. There's nothing worse than you are backpacking, then all of the sudden you get sick. No, you should never indulge in that one extra drink or sample all the delicious local foods, but don't forget to take care of yourself. Try eating at least one meal per day. Remember to drink water, and allow time for your body to rest and recover. Keep snacks available on travel days because traveling with a backpack will burn more calories than you're used to, and you'll need them to save your energy.
Number 24. Be flexible. Speaking of giving yourself time to rest, be flexible with your planning. Make a list of bucket list things for each stop on your trip, but also leave some days open in case you need extra rest. The weather may be unfavorable one day, or you meet some cool new people and want to do something spontaneous together.
Number 25. Be aware of free Wi-Fi spots. Research and remember which places locally have free Wi-Fi. Download city maps onto your phone when you first reach a new city. Then you can use them, even if you aren't connected to Wi-Fi.
26th and final tip. Check in with family and friends. Your friends and family already miss you when you are gone, but do not worry. Give your itinerary to a few different family members or close friends before you leave. Then make a habit of checking in with them at set intervals. It could be as simple as sending an email, a call, or a text message before bed each night. But having someone who is aware of your location and expecting you to check in each day can make a huge difference if something goes wrong during your backpacking trip. And hey, when you come back, share wonderful pictures you took. They'll be amazed.
Well guys, this finishes up the list. We hope this list will help you out, and we will give our special thanks to worldpackers.com. This truly means a lot.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure to follow our show for new episodes.
Again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye.